Are about to start an illustrated profound unit about the abolitionist movement in America. For this unit, we are going to be studying a lot of notable historical figures. We are studying them, but we also want to pair it with stories of Black joy and success in America. We are doing this to help our students understand that they can overcome adversity as long as they face their fears and challenge anything they might have struggles with. With that being said, today I have the wonderful Miss A here with me. Miss A, will you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, so I'm Miss A. I'm the restorative interventionist at Gresham Middle School. Go Gladiators. Yeah, that's me.
Okay, and what was your original career path, and what career path are you on now?
So I actually started working with young girls and female nonprofits, and I kind of wanted to work with kids like on an everyday basis. So I observe students, usually kids that have behavior issues or things like that. I work with kids every day and kind of get to chat with them, say like, hey, how are you feeling? What are things that we can do better? What are things that you feel like that is a challenge to you? And really connect with kids on that kind of level.
Do you feel as a female that you get a lot more attitude from the male students because they think they can overpower you?
For sure, I do.
How do you deal with that?
So so equally, everyone kind of gets that shut down. So there's a very consistent line with my females and males. So
I love it.
Yeah.
And as a child, what did you think you wanted to become and why?
I wanted to become a fashion designer. I was always very obsessed with America's Next Top Model. It was one of my favorite shows growing up. Me and my sister would watch it every single night when we could, and I actually really, really enjoyed that.
What do you think overall has been the greatest adversity that you have faced in your life, and how did you learn to overcome to try to adapt to it?
Gotcha. So going throughout school and things, I am biracial, so I'm Panamanian and Black. My mom's Panamanian, my dad's Black. So for those that don't know, Panamanian is a part of the Hispanic culture.
I was about to ask that.
Yeah.
To clarify.
Yeah, it's located at the bottom of Central America. So my mom, she does speak Spanish. I think, but growing up, it was very hard for me because I am light skinned, and so I didn't really know what group to mesh in, and I played softball, and so of course those girls were my friends. I was the only person of color on my softball team for about 3 years, and I struggled in school finding out who my people were or what group I was in, and it's not so much like that anymore, but it was a really big challenge growing up.
Yeah.
So actually, when I was in high school, I think The Princess and the Frog came out around that time, and I became obsessed with it because it was someone that looked like me out of so many princesses. So yeah.
What are the biggest ways that you have had to adapt to any challenges or obstacles when you have been pursuing your passions?
Yeah, so softball, like I said, is probably one of my number one passions. But being a female and being a person of color, not everyone thinks I know what I'm talking about all the time. So that has been something I've had to try to overcome.
How has that shaped your mindset, like trying to overcome?
I would say it shaped my mindset in a way that, like, I want to do better and I can prove those people wrong in a way.
Yes.
So, like, always, asserting myself when I walk into a room, or always being confident when I walk into a room. Kind of having that mindset every time, like, yes, I am worthy. I am better than what people think I am.
Positive affirmations, 100%. Are there any major setbacks that you have faced in your career that you were just thinking, I may not be able to overcome this? This is overwhelming.
Mm-hmm. So I graduated from Hawaii College with my associate's degree, and sometimes I feel like that really puts me down sometimes compared to someone that has their bachelor's degree, but I've had a lot of experience in areas. So I feel like that has kind of been an obstacle in a way that, okay, when you look at me on paper, yeah, I might not be as qualified as the next person, but when you meet me, I feel like I'm just as qualified as anyone else.
Yeah. Overall characteristics and qualities should outweigh some of the deficits you might have in a comparative way on a resume, but people have to actually physically meet you to be able to see that.
Exactly.
I love that. That's a really difficult point for students to understand as well, how education and career goals can lead into a future. But whenever you're turning in that resume, which my kiddos are actually about to start writing, you have to actively be able to put that forth, because otherwise you won't even get to meet them. All right, and so the last big question, it is kind of a difficult one, and it is definitely two-prong on this. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. stated, "I have a dream that my 4 little children will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character." In the year 2022, do you feel that in America we have currently accomplished his dream? Why or why not?
I'm going to give an honest answer, and I'm going to say no. Actually, recently I've been traveling back and forth from North Carolina, and actually I feel more stared at now that I'm actually like kind of noticing my surroundings and looking at people around me. And I feel like, I can walk into any room and people are just going to be like there's an attention to me.
Yes.
When there shouldn't have to be.
I know that, funny story, the first time I went to a gathering with my husband, we had everyone out of like 250 people, everyone there was Black. And so we're in and we're all together and we're getting this giant photo taken, and someone came up to me and they said, "It's okay, baby, we're going to color you in." And I was just like, oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
But those little things, those little nuances, as they build up, it starts to make acclimating with everyone else a little bit more challenging. So I completely understand where you're coming from with that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being so candid with us. Do you have any advice for any of our students who might be thinking about a career in helping people who are on a struggling path?
I would say to always have the confidence to want to speak to someone or even speak out for sure. I think that a lot of the times children or anyone doesn't really want to talk about their feelings, one, because they feel like they're unimportant, when mental health is extremely important. To put yourself out there and talk to someone, even if it's a stranger.
And that really touches close to home, because you never know who's going to need you to talk to them the most.
Yes, and you never know what people are going through, so be kind to the next person that you see.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for interviewing with me today.
Yes.